Forget the specific chart topper for a second. We're diving deep, way deep, into the kind of sonic tapestry that captures a generation's yearning. Think of that shimmering synth-pop sound, the infectious rhythm that can mask a deeper undercurrent of vulnerability. What if I told you that a song with that kind of feel isn't just a catchy earworm, but a meticulously crafted sonic experience woven with threads of vulnerability, the disorienting whirlwind of modern life, and the quiet ache of personal evolution? This isn't just an artist at their most exposed, it's a mirror reflecting the emotional chaos so many of us keep locked away. Because beneath that seemingly upbeat exterior, the kind that gets your feet tapping, lies a profound message you weren't just meant to passively listen to. You were meant to feel it resonate in the deepest corners of your own experience. In this video, we're going on a journey. We'll meticulously peel back every layer of a song that captured the zeitgeist, from the seemingly simple lyrics to the deliberate choices in visual presentation, the subtle wordplay to the overarching emotional current. Our mission? To unearth its true emotional core, focusing on the universal themes it explored. We'll explore how an artist took the universally felt sting of disconnection and alchemized it into a global anthem that speaks to billions. Stick with me, because what the world initially embraced as a song about lost love might actually be a poignant exploration of losing oneself. Number 1. The global resonance. How a certain sound conquered the world. Imagine a song that dropped in a specific moment, a time when the world was still navigating the aftershocks of isolation and uncertainty. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, this kind of sound landed like a sonic meteor. It didn't just climb charts, it became an emotional lifeline for millions. Billions of streams. Resounding number ones across the globe. This wasn't just background noise, it was the soundtrack to bedrooms, late-night drives filled with introspection, therapy sessions where unspoken feelings finally found a voice, and the communal vulnerability of shared spaces. But why this song? Why did this particular melody and these specific words pierce through the noise and connect with such raw intensity? The answer isn't solely about the infectious melody. It was about timing. The world was collectively grappling with a sense of displacement, a yearning for connection in a disconnected reality. And then, here comes a song that sounds like sunshine, a burst of retro energy. But if you lean in, if you truly listen, you can hear the quiet sob beneath the surface. That vintage synth-pop backbone, undeniably nodding to the iconic sounds of a certain era, was a masterstroke. It lulled us into a false sense of carefree joy, tricking us into dancing before the weight of the lyrics truly settled in. And the visuals? That endlessly spinning platform, the fleeting moments of almost connection, it mirrored our collective experience of feeling stuck in motion, constantly circling but never quite finding solid ground. Fashion blogs raved about a striking visual element, perhaps a bold piece of clothing. But few truly dissected its potential symbolism, a vibrant performance of outward joy masking an inner turmoil, a visual representation of trying to keep it together while breaking down inside. That was the initial hook. But now, let's delve into the very heart of this masterpiece. Number 2. Lyrical labyrinth. Finding ourselves in the words. Holdin' me back. Gravity's holdin' me back. On the surface, it's simple. But this, my friends, is existential poetry distilled into a single line. Gravity isn't just a physical force here, it's a potent metaphor for the invisible weights that bind us, guilt, the relentless pull of memory, the ingrained sense of who we used to be. It's the struggle to break free from a past self that no longer fits. And then there's the line that anchors the entire emotional landscape of the track. You know it's not the same as it was. He repeats it not just once, not twice, but a staggering 23 times. This isn't just a lyric, it's a mantra, a ritualistic acknowledgement of change. A constant reminder. Perhaps even a form of self-exorcism, trying to banish the ghost of what once was. Is he speaking to a lost lover? Maybe. But consider this, he might be talking to himself. To the part of him that still clings to the familiar, the version of himself he can no longer fully inhabit. The line "Leave America, 2 kids follow her" ignited a wildfire of fan theories. The most prominent linked it to Olivia Wilde and her children. But let's explore a deeper resonance. What if America isn't a literal place, but a metaphor for the blinding glare of fame, the relentless demands of the public eye? And the 2 kids following her? Could they represent the lost innocence, the shedding of a more private self that inevitably trails behind the relentless march of celebrity? Think about it. Fame doesn't exist in a vacuum. It casts a long shadow, impacting not just the star, but everyone in their orbit. Relationships are forced to navigate the unnatural gravity of the spotlight. The brilliance of these lyrics lies in their deliberate ambiguity. Harry doesn't hand us definitive answers. Instead, he crafts a canvas onto which we project our own stories, our own experiences of change and loss. And that masterful act of emotional invitation leads us directly to the visual language of the music video. Number 3. A Silent Symphony, Unpacking the Music Video's Symbolism. Directed with a keen eye for detail by Tanu Mwino, the As It Was music video appears deceptively simple at first glance. Just Harry and a woman running, spinning, reaching, and ultimately missing each other. But every single frame pulsates with carefully considered symbolism. Take the rotating platform. This isn't just a quirky choreography choice, it's a potent visual metaphor for lives moving out of sync. Two individuals caught in an endless cycle, constantly orbiting each other, forever on the verge of connection but never truly meeting. The woman in the blue dress. Who does she represent? A lost love? Perhaps. But consider her as a symbol for something more abstract, a fleeting ideal, a past version of connection, or even an aspect of Harry himself that feels increasingly distant and unattainable. They are always in motion, always close, yet perpetually misaligned. This speaks volumes not only about the emotional misalignment within relationships, but also the internal disconnect between who we are and who the world perceives us to be. And the setting? That eerily empty amusement park. Where are the joyrides? The echoing laughter? Instead, we're confronted with vast, silent spaces. This evokes a sense of lost childhood, a world that no longer holds the same vibrancy or simple pleasures. It's a poignant reminder of innocence that has faded. Their contrasting attire, Harry's bold red suit versus the woman's calming blue dress, screams duality. Red for intensity, performance, the outward projection of passion. Blue for introspection, emotional depth, a more internal world. Two distinct energies chasing each other, yearning for unity, but ultimately remaining separate. And then there's the enigmatic cherry. A seemingly small detail, yet a recurring motif in Harry's lyrical landscape. On one level, it conjures images of sweetness, nostalgia, something once vibrant and fresh. But it also carries subtle undertones of innocence lost, a recurring theme that threads through much of Harry's solo work. That fleeting taste of something perfect that has inevitably passed. Every single visual choice in this video feels deliberate, from the subtle shifts in color grading to the moments of profound stillness amidst the movement. This isn't just a promotional music video, it's a deeply personal visual diary entry, offering glimpses into an internal emotional landscape. Number 4. The Artist's Confession, What Harry Was Really Trying to Say. In various interviews, Harry has spoken about, As It Was, originating from a period of significant personal transformation, a time of learning to release the person he once was. The relentless scrutiny of fame, the echoes of past relationships, the fluidity of identity, even his evolving gender expression, everything was undergoing a profound reevaluation. The very production of the song mirrors this sense of stripping back. It's deliberately minimalist, like someone stepping into an empty room to gather their thoughts. There's no grand orchestral swell, no overpowering wall of sound in the chorus. Just that haunting vintage synth, the steady grounding bass line, and his voice, clear, human, utterly exposed. He could have transformed this raw emotion into a soaring power ballad. But instead, he chose intimacy. He made it small, personal, almost a whispered confession. And that quiet honesty, that vulnerability laid bare, is precisely what gives the song its immense power. It's the sound of someone weary of pretense, finally allowing themselves to be seen in their rawest form. The seemingly throwaway line, "Go home, get ahead, light-speed internet," often gets overlooked on the first listen. But sit with it. Really consider its weight in the context of the entire song. It starkly captures the surreal paradox of our modern existence, the relentless speed of the digital world juxtaposed with the often stagnant feeling of our inner emotional lives. We're perpetually online, endlessly scrolling, always moving. Yet so often, we feel profoundly stuck in place. That, I believe, is the true heartbreak woven into the fabric of this song. Harry isn't pleading for sympathy. He's offering something far more profound, recognition. You feel stuck? Me too. You feel disconnected? I've been there. It's solidarity forged in sound. Number 5. The ripple effect, As It Was, and the rewiring of culture. When a song resonates this deeply, its impact stretches far beyond the Billboard charts. It begins to subtly, and sometimes not so subtly, rewire the very fabric of culture. On TikTok, as it was, became more than just a trending sound. It became the emotional bedrock for millions of fleeting moments. Users paired it with nostalgic home videos, poignant emotional montages, and surprisingly vulnerable reflections on mental health journeys. But its impact wasn't confined to social media. It rippled through fashion, challenging traditional gender norms, with the iconic red jumpsuit becoming a potent symbol of fluidity and unapologetic individuality. It sparked deeper conversations about emotional vulnerability, breaking down societal barriers around expressing feelings of displacement and change. Fans didn't just listen, they engaged. They created intricate essays dissecting every single lyric as if it were ancient scripture. Reddit threads buzzed with theories, one particularly compelling one suggesting the entire music video was a symbolic representation of Harry's childhood self attempting to reconnect with his adult self. The song became an anthem for a generation that often feels like they're observing the world from a distance, longing for genuine connection but feeling trapped in a state of flux. It gave voice to all the things we often couldn't articulate but desperately felt in the quiet corners of our hearts. Number 6. The unvarnished truth. Why As It Was hit so hard. Perhaps the enduring power of As It Was lies in its refusal to offer easy answers or quick fixes. It doesn't preach solutions or offer tidy resolutions. It simply lays bare the often uncomfortable truth of change. The truth that things inevitably change. That we change. That sometimes, the person you once loved can feel like a stranger. And sometimes, the most unsettling realization is that you've become a stranger to yourself. Harry doesn't tie everything up with a neat bow. He doesn't offer false promises of immediate resolution. Instead, he offers us a mirror. A moment of pause in the relentless forward march of life. A melody to inhabit while we navigate our own messy, evolving realities. In an era saturated with curated perfection and the often deceptive filters of the online world, As It Was gifted us something increasingly rare, unflinching honesty. That's why it sticks. That's why it lingers long after the final note fades. Number 7. A turning point, the legacy of As It Was. For Harry Styles, As It Was marked a significant turning point in his artistic journey. It wasn't about chasing validation or proving his pop star credentials anymore. It was about embracing authenticity, about being unapologetically himself, even if that self was still in flux, still navigating uncertainty, still growing. As It Was wasn't just a hit song, it opened a new chapter in his narrative. One where the superficialities of fame take a back seat to the raw power of vulnerability. And the fans responded in kind. Not just with deafening screams, but with a profound sense of understanding, of shared experience. The song's true legacy isn't just etched in record-breaking numbers, it's in the quiet space it creates after it ends. That brief pause where we're all invited to sit with our own memories, our own personal As It Was. So the next time you hear the familiar opening synth of As It Was, don't just sing along to the catchy chorus. Take a moment. Ask yourself, what part of me? If this breakdown gave you new insight, drop a comment below. What's your favorite hidden meaning in As It Was? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth deconstructions of this masterpiece.